Name's Max Andersen. I'm a manager at BearingPoint, and I joined, I believe, February 2019. I think there are a number of factors that came into play. For me particularly was the people. And when I say the people, it was very much the attitude that they showed me as a part of the hiring process. So the attitude that the seniors, for instance, partners, managers, and so on had towards myself, as well as the potential colleagues that I met at the time and the attitudes that they had towards each other. Second to that, I think it was very much thinking about my own skill set that I had at the time and how that paired quite well with what BearingPoint had and was looking for, and also with the expectations that I had as a person and that BearingPoint had towards me. There's a number of different projects that I've been through, and I think every project has something exciting. If I was going to call out a few, it's typical projects around organizational redesign, strategic direction setting, but also all the way to software implementation. I think what's more important actually for me is the responsibility that you're given as a part of the project is what makes it exciting. And that's where I think the autonomy, the responsibility that you're given, particularly at an early age or early stage, let's say, at BearingPoint, is what makes it exciting. As a consultant, it's quite common that you spend a lot of time with your project colleagues, as well as with the client, because you're on site typically, right? It's not always the case that you get to spend so much time with your colleagues here in the office or in the wider network of BearingPoint. So the BE Club is a group of volunteers from within the consulting community who spends time and effort to set up social events, networking events, everything from hockey games to ski trips to just Friday beers at the local bar, to make sure that we have some sort of engagement, some sort of network between each other. Two of the key ones are one, stakeholder alignment, right? You have a wealth of people involved in every project or every effort, somewhere between 5 and 50 people trying to make their voices heard constantly. And getting all of those people aligned, agreed, and moving in one direction. That's quite a challenge in and of itself. Next to that, as a consultant, I think it's key that you have to work smart. You have to be one step ahead of your seniors, of your leaders at BearingPoint, and you have to be 2 steps ahead of the client, basically, in order to be able to deliver to the expectations that are set to you. There is no one model for success. I think that's one thing I really like about BearingPoint. When I look at the people who are successful, you can do that with several different approaches. There are, however, certain things that I personally find that typifies those that are successful. Number one, solution-oriented. They put the problem of the client and the solution for that problem first, before the team and before ultimately themselves and their own interests. Secondly, I think being adaptive is quite key. Any day that you walk into the office, any day that you're interacting with a client, things are going to change. You can't plan for what's going to happen tomorrow. And thirdly, I would say curious, simply because I don't know what I am going to be working on Monday, and I am going to have to learn very quickly and very rapidly in order to meet the needs that are set towards me, basically. And constantly having a curiosity of trying to find new knowledge about a different topic, about the topics that I'm working on, but also the topics of the future, I think is quite important.